Hello everyone. This is a dog crate. This is my microphone. Anyways, so on May 11th, that was a Saturday, I did my first book event thing. It was excuse me while I get comfortable here. It was the the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books. I didn't really get any footage of it, mainly because it was raining, number one, so it was hard for me to hold my umbrella and my phone at the same time. Anyways, and I went to 2 panels, so there were different panels, with authors and everything. I only went to 2. I went to the romantasy panel and the horror panel. And I walked around. There were, some local bookstores there, some local authors, some vendors, selling books, and other things. But I just wanted to talk about my experience. Again, sorry I didn't really get any footage of it. Where I was sitting for the panels, I was not in a prime spot to be recording without getting in other people's ways, stuff like that. So anyway, the first thing I did when I got there was actually just walk around. So yeah, and then the romantasy panel was at 10:15 in the morning, so I did that, and I don't remember. So the authors that were on the panel, I did pick up one of their books. So Hannah Nicole Mayer, she was on the panel. Aurora Asher and Mai Corland. So yeah, it was a fun panel. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with those authors. But I read romantasy, so I just wanted to see how, number one, I have never been to a book festival before anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to go see, listen about romantasy and the author's experiences, writing this genre and everything. So yeah. And like I said, I did pick up one of their books, Hannah Nicole Mayer, her book, Assistant to the Villain. So she seems like a fun person. So if you don't know about her, because I don't know about her, but from what I gather, she actually has a TikTok. I don't remember her handle. I think it's something like Hannah Nicole May or something like that. Please let me know, because I don't know. I can Google it. It's fine. But this book actually started out as a TikTok series. So I guess she did TikTok videos, obviously, of being an assistant to a villain. So yeah, and the book sounds pretty interesting. So it's with ailing family to support, Evie Sage's employment status isn't just important, it's vital. So when a mishap with Renadon's most infamous villain results in a job offer, naturally she says yes. No job is perfect, of course, but even less so when you develop a teeny crush on your terrifying, temperamental, and undeniably hot boss. Don't find evil so attractive, Evie. But just when she's getting used to severed heads suspended from the ceiling and the odd squish of an errant eyeball beneath her heel, Evie suspects this dungeon has a huge rat, and not just the literal kind, because something rotten is growing in the kingdom of Renadon, and someone wants to take the villain and his entire nefarious empire out. Now Evie must not only resist drooling over her boss, but also figure out exactly who is sabotaging his work, and ensure he makes them pay. After all, a good job is hard to find. So yes, that is that. The other authors, Aurora Asher and Mai Corland, their books also sounded interesting. I did add Aurora's book onto my TBR. Can't remember what it's called. Sanctuary of something. Again, I am very sorry, but I don't know anything about these authors, but we're going to find out about these authors. And then Mai Corland, her book, Five Broken Blades, I believe, is what it's called. So yeah, those are that. So yeah, the panel was a lot of fun. They just talked about their series, like their new series, and how they write and how they create these worlds. So yeah, I enjoyed learning about it, and I am looking forward to reading these authors. So yeah, after the Romantasy panel, I walked around some more in the rain, got some food. There were food trucks there. I got a burrito. And then around, I think it was 1:15, was the horror panel. Yeah, so the reason I wanted to go to this in the first place was because one of my favorite local authors, Zoje Stage, was there. And she was on the horror panel. So yeah, I went to the horror panel. The other authors, again, I know nothing about them, but they all seemed awesome, and I picked up some of their books too. So yeah, and again, the horror panel, they just talked about how they write these stories, where they come from, like the stories come from, how they get these ideas, kind of like their personal lives, basically. And then there were some good discussions on what it means to be literary. And all the authors on the horror panel were female, so that was really cool to see that, female representation in the horror genre. So yes, I was really quite excited. And yeah, again, there were some pretty serious discussions on, the word literary, like what that means, because, oftentimes, horror, can't be literary, like, but why? And they all made good points that, horror, with the horror genre, you can really, touch on deep subjects and, stuff like things that are real. So yeah, I thought everything was really awesome, and I don't really know what else to say about it. But I did pick up some of their books. So the other authors on the panel, Haley Piper, Gwendolyn, I'm not going to pronounce this last name correctly at all. Sure. Kist? Anyways, she wrote The Haunting of Elkwood. And, so, fun fact. So, I'm just going to jump ahead. So, after the panel, there was a book signing. Cynthia Paleo. Anyways, so after this, there was a book signing. Cinna was not part of the book signing. She had to go to another panel when she was signing books after. So I did not get this book signed, but I picked up this book. It's called Forgotten Sisters. So this one sounds pretty good. Anyway, so the synopsis back here. Sisters Anna and Jenny live in a historic bungalow on the Chicago River. They're tethered to a disquieting past, and with nowhere else to go, nothing can part them from their family home. Not the maddening creaks and the disembodied voices that rattle the old walls. Not the inexplicable drownings in the area or the increasing number of bodies that float by Anna's window. To stave off loneliness, Anna has a podcast spinning ghostly tales of Chicago's tragic history. But when Anna captures the attention of an ardent male listener, she awakens to the possibilities of a world outside. As their relationship grows, so do Jenny's fears. More and more people are going missing in the river, and then 2 detectives come calling. They're looking for a link between the mysteries of the river and what's housed on the bank. Even Anna and Jenny don't understand how dreadful it is, and still can be, when the truth about their unsettled lives begins to surface. So yes, that sounded interesting, so I picked this up. And again, she was not doing signings directly after the horror panel, so I did not get this one signed. Before I get to the Haunting of Elkwood that I was so excited about here in a moment, Haley Piper was another author that was on the panel. So I picked up A Light Most Hateful, and this one says, 3 years after running away from home, Olivia is stuck with a dead-end job in nowhere town Chapel Hill, Pennsylvania. At least she has her best friend Sunflower. Olivia figures she'll die in Chapel Hill, if not from boredom, then the summer night storm which crashes into town with a mind-bending monster in tow. If Olivia's going to escape Chapel Hill and someday reconcile with her parents, she'll need to dodge residents enslaved by the storm's otherworldly powers and find Sunflower. But as the night strains friendships and reality itself, Olivia suspects the storm and its monster may have its eyes on Sunflower and everything she loves, including Olivia. So yes, that sounded interesting, and I got it signed, so yeah. So there's that, and again, like I mentioned, Zoje Stage is one of my favorite local authors. So Baby Teeth was actually the book that got me back into reading last year. So I've had this copy since last year. So I took Baby Teeth with me and I got it signed. So yeah. So I was very excited about this. I do have Wonderland. It's right here by her, and I don't have any other physical copies of her books, but I did read Mothered on the Kindle. I still have to read some of her other things, but I'm really excited for Dear Hannah to come out. So that's the sequel to Baby Teeth, so that's really exciting. Anyway, so back to the Haunting of Elkwood here. So again, I got it signed. I will just show you that page real quick. Not that page. I had like, it's the front page and I skipped it completely. So yeah, there's that. So I picked this book up at the festival. And when I gave it to her to sign, she got so excited because I guess some of the books she was unaware. The publisher didn't tell her, I guess. But if you can see, like the ghost letters, basically, above the yellow letters, it's really hard to, but you can see them. Like, let's see if I can't. Also, guys, I got a new phone, so I'm trying to... Anyways, so, yeah. So, the publisher didn't tell her that this cover existed with these, like, ghost letters, so she was... Oh, there we go. So she was super excited to see these. So apparently, I have a unicorn. So that was also really exciting. So, now this is one of my favorite books. I haven't read it yet. But yeah, so there's that. I can tell you what it's about here. I'll read the little blurb. The Velkwood vicinity is the topic of occult theorists, tabloid one-hour documentaries, and even some pseudoscientific investigations as the block of homes disappeared behind a near-impenetrable veil that only 3 survivors could enter, and only one has in the past 20 years, until now. Talitha Velkwood has avoided anything to do with the tragedy that took her mother and 8-year-old sister, drifting since then from one job to another, never settling anywhere or with anyone, feeling as trapped by her past as if she was still in the small town she so desperately wanted to escape. When a new researcher tracks her down and offers to pay her to go back to enter the vicinity, Talitha claims she's just doing it for the money. Despite all the crackpot theories over the years, no one has discovered what happened that The night Talitha and her estranged former best friends, Brett and Grace, escaped their homes 20 years ago. Will she finally get the answers, or is this just another dead end? So yes, I'm excited to read it. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. But yeah, this is, again, one of my new favorite books. And she was super nice, the author. And yeah, so I really like her as a person now, from what I've seen. Anyway, so that's what happened. This is just such a mess. I don't know what to say, but it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed listening to the authors and their experiences and their lives, and, you know, just listening to them talk about things, especially the horror panel, because, you know, there were some deep philosophical conversations, I suppose. So yeah, that was really fun, and they were really fun people, and I am really looking forward to reading some of these books, all of these books. I'm really looking forward to read all of these books by some of these authors. So yeah, that's where I am with things. Again, I already read Baby Teeth, obviously, but I have to read more by her. I'm gonna have to put that back on my shelf. Anyway, so that is that, and I am sorry that this was such a mess, and I am sorry that I didn't actually get any footage of the festival. Yeah, again, I wasn't really in a position on the panels, like at the panels, to be taking video, so yeah. I just didn't want to get in anybody's way, and yeah. And like I said, it was raining, and it's really hard to hold an umbrella and my phone at the same time, so I didn't do that. But yeah, like I said, there were some local bookstores there selling books, and obviously, because I picked up books, and some local people doing bookish things. So yeah, there's that. I don't know what else to say. I really do not. So yeah, if you live in the Pittsburgh area, I hope you went to the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books. If you live in the area and didn't go, then let's go next year. Yeah, let's do that. And if you don't live in the area, then I hope you go to book events in your areas, I guess. Again, I don't really, this is my first time going to anything book related, so it was fun, it was exciting, and I was by myself. So, but yeah, it was cool seeing, you know, a lot of people supporting books. I like that people like to read. I mean, it's really exciting. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe for the next video we will pick my June TBR. I have never done an actual TBR. I just pick books that I feel like reading. So maybe we'll do an actual TBR and see if I get through it. I probably won't, but you know, we'll give it a go. So that's probably going to be my next video. I just have to figure out how we're going to do that. I have to figure it out soon because May is coming to an end. So we will do that. And yeah, once again, thank you for being here. I am sorry that this was such a mess. I am sorry that I didn't get any footage, but you should all check out these authors. So Zoje Stage, Haley Piper, Cynthia Paleo, Hannah Nicole Mayer, and Gwendolyn Kiste. I'm sorry. I am very sorry that I do not know how to pronounce your last name. But I love you. So, there's that. Anyways, alright. I will close it out here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for being here.